Oh, you've already 100%ed it. Nice. This was a really quick stream.
Yep, that's the end of the stream. Bye, everyone. Sound seems synced. Hey everyone, it's Rockman. Who's on?
And Sean. Hi, Buck.
Hey Buck, how's it going? Twitch. I tweeted with the channel feed and it said to go to Twitter and it didn't. Manually tweet. Hey Elegy. Elegy, did you get your package that I sent you? Huh?
Darn, I need a mail.
Don't I have good enough mail for you?
But you're not a Pokemon. As you can guess, I'm trying to do something in Pokemon. Is that an egg move?
That's weird. 3 strange accounts followed me on Twitter. Zack Snyder is stepping away from Justice League following daughter's passing. Fatalities confirmed at Ariana Grande concert. So clearly shit's getting real. Where the water temple's easy and the points don't matter. And we're stuck with the GameCube controller.
That one learns it at 40. What? That one learns it at 40?
Feedback.
Huh? Oh. Sorry. Rat. Yell at Ratmus, he sent me a text.
God damn it, Ratmus. My neck is really hurting me, everyone. That's why I don't sound good. And yes, this is on my GameCube.
You're not doing it from your Wii?
No. The Wii is more difficult to set up than a GameCube. Now, what should we name Link?
Doomv.
Right, I'm gonna stop texting people. How do you spell Sherlock Holmes? Is it Holmes?
Holmes. Yes.
We're solving the mysteries here. With hot tea.
Hot tea.
Hot tea really gets you going.
Wasn't it Watson who said hot tea, though?
Yeah. I need something, though. I thought I was going to say in the vast reaches of space. I think that's how Voltron starts out. Oh my god, my back. Now, I know Cobra's streaming tonight, but isn't he doing Pokemon?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure Doom is doing Wind Waker at 10 o'clock. So that's when we'll stop.
Okay.
How's the game volume, people in chat? I know it's synced, I checked. You guys know if it's too loud or too soft, you can tell me if there's an echo or whatever.
Don't tell him anything.
Yes, I played Ocarina of Time a few months ago. I haven't played Master Quest since Zelda Summer, which was 2015. But I want to answer the questions. First of all, is it the nut upgrade or the stick upgrade that is glitched? We're going to find out once and for all if they're both glitched or just one of them is glitched, which one. And I want to find out about...
Are you gonna do that without saving and then go back or something?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna have to beat the Forest Temple, do everything I can before that, save, and then not save while I actually get the Poacher Saw, and then go back in time, try to get the upgrade, see what happens. And then assuming it prevents me from getting one of the upgrades, which I assume it will, then I'll just reset and do that part again. And I want to find out about the fire arrows.
That's really complicated. I hope you remember to do all that stuff, because I'm not going to.
I hope I do too. Since this is Master Quest, I'll be beating the dungeons in standard, correct game order. All I have to do is, when I'm a kid, I finish the mask quest, but then I won't get those 2 upgrades. Then I'll just go to the future, beat the Forest Temple like normal. Homes. So none of that is going to come into effect tonight because I'm not going to get that far in the game. Hey Mars, how's it going?
Hey Mars. How many times have you streamed this game?
Master Quest just once.
No.
Regular Ocarina of Time several times.
Well, it means I can't, like, answer his question of why.
Why not name you?
Sure. Oh, I forgot to do that. Oh well.
After the stream, I'll have to try using a heating pad.
Huh?
After the stream, I'll have to get the heating pad. Controls seem a little wonky. Can I pick these up? Nope. Targeting, what is this madness? I got a thing.
Is that on the checklist?
No. I got a disgusting.
Made me all excited, and then you go do that.
Wanted me to put more things on the Wind Waker checklist, right?
Totally.
Just need one damn rupee.
Never!
There's... I might be fucked.
It's because you throw it on the couch.
And if you're wondering about Steven Plays, they just entered the Shadow Temple.
So they're doing Shadow then Spirit?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure. Ah, sorry, Ramus. Yeah. Oh, right. I wonder if I have to do that. No, wait. I already did the system whatever one. Is there another one for... Now it's telling you about the update. I already did the software update, but there's an update specifically to Pokemon Sun and Moon. The only thing your dad knows about Windows is that they need to be clean.
Yes. My mom had like hundreds of PDFs in her downloads folder that she didn't know were even there. You know, that she had gotten like in emails and such.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, should I back up my dad's files too? And I looked at his files and like, it was a fucking mess. I'm not touching that. His download folder is full of shit. Like, there's all sorts of shit on his desktop. I don't know what it is. You know, there's all of his files are just thrown into documents with no organization whatsoever.
Just think about how I have my computer set up.
So now guess what? We're in the Master Quest Decker tree, and I don't know how to do anything.
Yay!
So,
You shoot the cows with stuff. That's all I know. Shoot the cows with stuff.
ready for the checklist?
Sure.
God damn you, Navi. She interrupted me rolling into a box to tell me about how to climb on a wall. First gold Chula. I'm the only one I can get right now. This Master Quest is nuts. And now I gotta look at a PDF of how to beat it. Speaking of PDFs. Awesome. Okay. There's something seriously wrong with this controller. Not very helpful. Oh my god, Navi, I know how to open a door.
My job as a checklister is so hard. Yay, money!
Oh, that, yeah.
Nope. Wow, this has gotten bigger than I thought it was gonna be. So, for any of you who've seen some of the news or might see it on many websites, there's a lady in Richmond who just got caught pretending to be homeless, and then she went and got into her 2009 Fiat. Wait, maybe it was later than 2009. I don't remember. Anyway, it was kind of like, that's not a car you drive if you're homeless. Hey, Cobra. So that's become a big deal around Richmond. It's like, you...
Hey Cobra, how's it going? So, I can't open this. Asshole scrub from across the room. Brutal, how so? I don't need to do this. Seriously, Decker Stick? Seriously?
Yes.
And I'm going to die.
Are you going to die as bad as I did the first time I died in Ocarina of Time on stream? Because that was pretty bad.
Could have been avoided if I just went the right direction in the first place. Oh.
It's going like this. Go around. Teeth gritting sometimes. Stuff like that.
That's any stream. that stream tire you out or something, Cobra? Damn.
Probably.
Can you have a cutscene that lasts like 45 minutes long?
Yes.
Wow. Cutscene for a torch lighting lasts 45 minutes. Incredible game. Incredible. And fuck you too, enemy.
Ooh. Yep, there's like only one time block in this entire game, right, Rockman?
Not as many time blocks in this game as there are fucking Goma eggs falling on your head. In other words, a fucking million. Master Quest has a time block fetish. Ow. Well, I had Giordano's a couple weeks ago with Song.
So good.
Me and Rapmus are gonna have it again on Thursday. Which one is the one I need to go to? Map, could you... This map is extremely unhelpful. What the piss?
Yeah, I finally read the name of your Pokemon correctly, Ratmus, that you just traded over. Cobra, I'm on my way to making a Pokemon that should be able to make it so that if you do chain in Pokemon Sun and Moon, you don't have to worry about the PP struggling. In which case I will obviously breed several of those. A person in my stream last time I was shiny hunting mentioned it. And the Pokemon they mentioned doing it with, like looking it up, it would have been more difficult for me. And then I figured out that there was another Pokemon with the ability and the right moves for it. So I'm getting a Execute ready. And Ratmus is helping me with a move that needed to be move tutored in ORAS. He also just made my shiny Phoebus a shiny Milotic now. Are you ready for this, Rockman? Is it still 23 is number 1?
No. You said that before, Elegy. Classic Ratmus.
Bye, Ratmus. Thank you, thank you. You do realize that game would be rated M, right, Cobra? Oh, don't sigh at me for that. You know it would be true. No kids these days allowed, right? Which I barely fit in the category of not a kids these days.
One of the stories that using diaper nuts is stupid. You need to use the slingshot, not diaper nuts.
She's dead. You're totally using the glitch whatever to get to Ganon right now, right? Or is that in the Forest Temple? I can never remember.
It's here, and I'm totally using it. Well done, Holmes. Hot tea. Cobra, you should totally play Master Quest. There's so many things that you would, have to say are dumb.
I just want him to see Jabu Jabu.
So you know about that.
That's all you know.
That's all you need to know. Potato cakes? What?
Did someone go to Arby's?
What is a potato cake?
Like a hash brown. Like a McDonald's hash brown, except not. It's like thicker than McDonald's hash brown, but it's a potato hash brown, like potato in a shredded form, kind of molded together and fried together.
Okay, I don't need to get hungry.
You asked what it was. And he dies.
Just like the stream just died.
Yeah, you just went fuzzy for me. How are your frames?
I dropped 236 frames and went into the red. Now it's orange.
I mean, I definitely saw the frames drop, but I didn't, like, the broadcast didn't stop.
Is it better now?
Mm-hmm.
I need to go get the heating pad.
Okay.
So, I hope the stream doesn't go crazy during the break. BRB. we're back.
Welcome back. Alright, finally got that done. Woohoo!
Welcome back, Cotter. How's everyone in chat doing besides talking about Pokemon?
We should talk about more Pokemon.
Do you have a route for me?
For Pokemon?
For Ocarina of Time.
No.
So I'll just be wandering around willy-nilly then. Spoilers, it's come inside. I'm sorry I have stomach problems. I had stomach problems a few days back. This is a memento from Siri. Sure and break it over your knee when you get something better. You get a gift from Zelda and throw this one away. You're trading up girlfriends. Now when confronted with grown-up matters, take 2 steps back and then run at max speed. Yes.
They've gone plaid. No, we've gone plaid. Sorry, we've gone plaid.
I don't know what's coming up here.
No, not that. I mean, seriously, why couldn't they get rid of that for Master Quest? Who plays Master Quest and hasn't played the original? They only changed the dungeon song. Shao.
Yeah, they could have changed a lot of things, like make text go faster and not have Navi be so stupid about opening doors. I'm just gonna wait here till night. You guys want to watch Spaceballs?
She's a transformer.
We could do that, but maybe not next. I don't know.
You don't even like Spaceballs.
I don't hate it. I haven't seen it in a long time.
Just trying to figure out why you were waiting for night, and I figured it out. You just wanted to say hi to all the stall kids, stall child. Back of house.
Remember when Steven was explaining about the control stick on the classic controller? It's the same thing with this. Makes the controller so difficult to aim for things like this.
It's difficult to aim anyway.
Not for everyone.
Can I use that against you if I do something well in Skyward Sword?
Sure.
Ooh.
I got the thingy for shooting the thingy.
This is recorded, you know.
Yeah, but no one will ever watch this past broadcast, so...
I will if I'm proving a point. Is that the Deku Seed one? No, that's Lost Woods. Bullseye target.
Yes, this is Skull Children.
Alright, what else was I going to do to this Pokemon?
Oh my god, the owl is not here?
I swear.
That's what she runs over the tree.
No, wait, I think I could just do that. Oh.
You busy with Pokemon?
I'm not super busy. Did you want to ask me something? It's like I'm paying attention to what you're doing and making sure I'm like checking stuff off the checklist.
So you got the one Zora River checked out?
Yeah, totally. What did you get there?
let's go Chulin Tree. And now I got
see, like, went all wonky on me. Okay, Zora River Tree, what else?
Hyrule Castle.
Hot room.
BRB. Much to do. I'll just go to Zelda.
Bye, doggy. I don't know where you ran off to. Oh, that does work. Noted. Okay, was that to get rid of the Temple of Time thingy? Use it?
Cutscene.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like getting the cutscenes out of the way.
Nope, just making sure. Did you get caught on purpose?
Yes. That's what makes this bitch appear.
Hello, beach. Hello, phone.
Ratmus again?
Yep.
God damn it, Ratmus.
Shush. You were so adorable. You came over here and you were like, sister, no, wait, you left me. Damn it, I was gonna get love. And then he left me. I'm so alone. Hi, Apollo. Applebee. Shushugu Bobby. Hey, y'all. Hello.
Old as a tomboy confirmed. Right, let's stop texting people. How dare you? How are you helping?
He's helping me. In my quest for shinies. Which you totally care about. When does routes evolve? I can look it up. Or I can just keep grinding levels and eventually it'll go pop. I'm a Kiara, however you say that Pokemon's name.
Miracle of life. What in the tarnation? Hey Ratmus, what are we going to stream on Thursday?
Getting me more achievements, of course. That is what Rockmus's stream is now all about.
And this out of control achievement goal.
And you're loving it. Like, seriously, you can't tell me that wouldn't be a turn on for you.
12-hour stream of tubing.
Did you get that castle tree Skulltula?
Yeah.
Did you... Okay. Hey, Claxington.
Hey Clax, how's it going? That's fucking bullshit. There was... The way those guards were set up, there was no way that it could have not been seen.
Yoshi! That's in your door, Yoshi.
Hey Racine, how's it going?
Hey, Racine.
Whoa. Did you ride the Back to the Future ride? Oh wait, that doesn't exist there anymore.
Ooh. Oh yeah, Claxington, you were tweeting that you were there yesterday. Or like last weekend. Erica and her kids were at Disneyland. Christian and Claxington could have met each other.
Damn. Yes, Triforce do ride
Misconnections.
Last time I was there was 1998. Welcome back, LG. Wonder if most of the rides that I went on no longer exist. I'm sure they still have. Do they still have E.T. ride and King Kong?
I don't think I was on King Kong, but I think I might have done E.T., but I don't know. Stands for best friend elegy, I'm sure.
Bubba hype.
E.T. is there. Yeah, E.T. is there. Alright.
I know Back to the Future's gone. I think Jaws is gone. There was a Twister ride that's probably gone. Yeah, so the original King Kong ride is gone, but they have a different King Kong ride, I think I heard.
No, they're having a different King Kong section. A whole section devoted to it. Kind of like they have Harry Potter, like, land with, like, lots and lots of things.
I don't know if they had lands when I was there.
Well, it's more than just a ride. It's going to be, like, a whole bunch of, like a themed part of the park.
Yeah, I heard of that Jimmy Fallon thing, and I heard the King Kong thing, like, vaguely. This is like I said, when I went there was a Twister ride, and this is like a commemorative thing that I guess had a beverage in it. Which, the only reason that's in my Dropbox is because I think Doom said he had the same thing, and I was like, oh, is it this that I have here? And he was like, yeah, that was it. The other thing that I remember about Universal was they had like a sort of like a water park play area that was like basically for kids, based on Fievel from An American Tail. I think it was called. I don't know what it was called. We called it Fievel's Crappy Playland. Somehow we had fun there while we were teenagers. And because it was Florida, I remember it like in the middle of the afternoon, like pouring rain for like 20 minutes and then getting completely sunny again. Okay, yeah, I know that Back to the Future turned into The Simpsons. I didn't know if it was still The Simpsons. Welcome back, Cobra. And of course, when they did have Back to the Future the ride there, they had a Back to the Future gift shop, which is where I got that Back to the Future t-shirt. And I also got a DeLorean car that like you put batteries in and it like spins around and makes noise. And
you say that Back to the Future t-shirt, I know what you're talking about. No one else does. Well, other than Ratmus.
Well, I don't remember a Hanna-Barbera show. I went there in 1993 and 1998, so I don't know. I don't think you want me to show them a picture of the t-shirt song. But I mean,
I just realized what you meant.
But I mean,
I was like pause, thinking. Oh,
it's like Chad. It's a Back to the Future t-shirt. I think it has like the DeLorean in the middle of a clock, and I got it from the gift shop near the ride, like I said, at Universal. We have this famous picture that I had on my refrigerator like for years when I was at college of me, Ratmus, and one of our best friends from childhood standing in front of the time train that they had there. When Epcot first opened, what year was that? Because that must have been a while ago. They are? Well, that's good to know. But yeah, some of you may remember because I may have talked about it, but me and Ratmus had two really good friends growing up, and they were the ones that we used to go to Indiana Beach with when we were kids. They moved to Florida in the early 90s, so we didn't get to see them very often after that. We were lucky enough, like I said, in 1993 and 1998 to take trips to Florida to see them. We didn't go to Disney World. We went to Universal both times. I think we went to Busch Gardens once. And like we visited like the Florida coast and went to a nice hotel and stuff. What else did one time we did one of those what do you call it? Like the Everglades tours where you go on the fan boats. I think we did that once. We might have gone to the Kennedy Space Center once, I'm not sure. My memory is so terrible. I do remember certain things, but other things not. I remember one time we had brought one of those like large-ish yellow inflatable rafts that holds like 2 people, and we were just like out in the ocean, like near the beach, like in this raft, and then like some waves came, tipped me over, and like totally dunked me, and I got water in my ears, and I had like water in one of my ears, and I couldn't hear for like weeks. It's like the whole time we did that Everglades tour, I like couldn't hear very well at all. I went home, still couldn't hear. I remember working at the grocery store, still couldn't hear. I finally had to go to a doctor and have the like earwax unclogged until I could finally hear again. And that's why I try to never go my head underwater anymore after that. Do I remember Pee Wee Herman remembering the Alamo? Of course I do. Huh. I'm gonna go to the Puerto Rico for the Sun Song type.
Type. Alright, I am close to ready to do that.
Okay, right, yes.
Bye, Ratmus.
Chickens right away? I guess so. Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone likes big lines and crowds at the big theme parks. I remember when we went on that ride at Busch Gardens, that Dark Castle. There was a bit of a line, but it wasn't too long. Do you remember how long we waited in line?
Half hour?
Yeah, probably. And Indiana Beach is so small that usually the only problem with the line is that the stinking pirate line, the pirate ride, and when it's too long, I just don't like going. But yeah, a big theme park like Universal, like I said, it was a while since I went there, but I do remember, like, when it was raining in the afternoon, the lines got really short. Like, nobody was at the Five O's Crappy Playland. I remember that. We were just having fun in the rain. And then, like, late at night when the park was, like, almost gonna close. I remember, like, when the park was near closing, like, everybody was leaving, and we, like, were able to ride a ride, like, 2 or 3 times in a row because nobody was in line.
Do you want me to call you Uncle Race Gene, though?
Oh my god! I want to pick up the chicken, not talk to you, you fat fuck.
Yeah, but see, then you're, like, giving in to the man for spending more money when you shouldn't. That shouldn't, like, be one of those things that's like, you have to buy that in order to. Not sorry. Hey, Tim.
That Swift Rage is at Race Gene. Elegy, that picture is hilarious. Also, Clax, you know about Dark Castle?
Yes, he's from Virginia.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I don't know about theme parks these days with their digital passes and all that stuff. And welcome, Doom. I'm glad you got the magnet. Hope you like it. Yeah, I also sent a package to Song and Elegy. They got their packages, so I was hoping you got yours. Doom, guess what? This is Master Quest.
Have you gotten anything since you talked to what's her face? Impa.
No, LG. I'm going for the bottle right now, so I'll do that in a few minutes. No, this is not Doom's stream of Master Quest.
You Doom. Here's some backseating. You do stuff with the cows.
For anyone who didn't hear, my neck is very badly hurting me right now. I have a heating pad on it, and I took a bunch of medicine, and none of it's really helping. Doom, are you confirmed streaming Wind Waker tonight?
I screw up all sorts of things. However, I will admit it's usually with people with the same colors.
Damn, that sucks about Liam's computer.
Is he feeling any better? I know he was feeling slightly better yesterday. Or the day before.
Is there anything he can do about his computer? Can he bring it to somebody or something?
I don't know. Even I kind of heard what it was, and I was like, damn. Let me see. Do I know what the issue is, though? I thought I did. I told him to talk to Buck.
Doom, we were just talking about Universal Studios Florida. Apparently, Klax and Race Gene both went there recently. Let's talk about when I went there in the 90s.
No, I don't remember what his computer problem is.
That's a weird animal.
Alright, you got all the things. That gives you a bottle.
Yeah, well, they say that the ET ride is still there. Seems like every other ride has been taken out.
No, I went there in what, 2010? I think it was 2010 when I was at Universal last time. Fishy green ale doesn't sound appetizing. What is in it, Claxington? Because even like when I saw your tweet about it, I was like, what?
Yeah, it sucks that you didn't go on Back to the Future when you had the chance.
Are you gonna get the Hylian shield while you're at it?
Yeah, I'll have to make a knife first, because the a-hole won't let me move graves. Is there really that many side quests, Doom? Like, you don't think they'd be doing the Earth Temple tonight?
That's a very interesting combination of flavors. Because it's like, I like minty and I like cinnamon, but I don't think I've put the two together really. And it's like, I like blueberry, but it was, is it like a blueberry pie-ish with like maybe some more like mint tones?
This a-hole is flying around by the freaking entrance. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I guess if you do get to the Earth Temple, you might be like, oh, it's getting kind of late. Maybe there'll be a barbecue.
I'm assuming you did look up, Doom, how to do the trading quest the quickest way, right? Because Rockman's way wasn't the quickest.
Yeah, well, the way that I have it on my picture is the way to get all of them. But
I got all of them.
Oh, that's right. You found a quicker way to get all of them, didn't
you? Yeah. My way was better than yours. I found mine on the internet.
Well, I found mine on the internet too, but Doom doesn't...
Well, no, you thought yours, like, you couldn't just, like, stand there and re-trade with the guy and get stuff, which you can do. That's what you were missing. So, like, I only had to go to the guy on, like, G whatever once.
Well, first of all, Doom doesn't even want to get all of them. So, if you can find the quickest way to get them that's not even getting all of them, because...
Don't you have to get all of them to get the armor?
No.
The heart beast?
No.
Oh. Okay. Sorry. Anyway, I'm going to get a snacky item before Cobra goes live, and then my attention is completely split in two.
I think you can skip like 3 at least. Probably 3. Oh, then we got this fucker over here. Why would anyone ever buy a Hylian shield? Where's the other one I'm supposed to push or pull? Why does it look like there's only... Where's the other one? I swear there's a row of graves here that's missing. Or does it not have flowers on it? I'm totally confused.
It has grass, not flowers. Right there. From your face.
This is not it. I already did this one.
Did you do the one with the grass in front of it? That's not the one with grass in front of it. That one has grass in front of it.
Hi, Cobra. This is it. See, no grass, no flowers. What the hell?
Alright, Sun Song is not on here. Did you get anything else?
Hylian shield.
Just now?
Yeah.
Okay. So before I could see it, or?
Well, you stepped away or whatever. Now I got the heart piece.
Um,
Doom, speaking of pinball, so you've been able to fix your pinball arcade and get all your tables, and now you can fully play the game and stream it again, or what? Also, I added a link in my link section of my panels to the pinball documents. Should I do Dampy's fucking grave digging now?
you have the money for it?
Got 99 rupees.
You have the money for it, might as well spend the money while you have it. Especially since you'll probably make more money doing other stuff.
Even though I upped the brightness, I can't fucking see. No clacks. I still can't see. All this ground just looks the same to me.
That's the problem I had. I had to like up the brightness like a huge amount.
Well, I upped it a huge amount on stream, and it's just so saturated I still can't tell. This, Claxington, this is on a disc by itself with just regular Ocarina of Time and Master Quest. No other games. This is not the collector's edition that you're thinking of.
Alright, so I'm about to eat some Cheetos. Would you like me to mute myself so you don't have crunch, crunch, crunch in your ears?
I'm sure it gets... This is just a ridiculous setup. I've got an electrical cord going down the back of my shirt. And I got this cardboard thing here. The only way I can tell is by... I turned up the volume on my television to hear the noises of where the soft soil is. That's all I can do. So you're gonna hear a huge echo. What's this? Yeah, there was no Jurassic Park area when I was at Universal. Clearly I should plan on going back to Universal Studios someday. Navi. There it is. Jesus, I thought it was... I'm sorry, song. I'm trying to come up with some sort of smooth joke, and I can't come up with anything, so... yeah. I need to take this heating pad off. Ow. Yeah, that's what scared me. It made a loud do-do-do-do-do-do-do noise, and then it was just gone because it was behind him, and I was like, what the fuck? Did it glitch and go into the wall? Okay, so first of all, save. I fixed the volume on the television. Now I need to fix the brightness. Okay, there we go. Yes, I would obviously love to go to Universal with you, song. Here's the checklist for you checklist nerds. Surprisingly, I got heart piece 7 and 8 first. The only two heart pieces I've gotten, number 7 and number 8. So there's 2 more heart pieces in Kakariko. Now it's night, so Gold Skulltula time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Gold Skulltulas in Kakariko. Got it. Oh, God. Yeah, have fun with that. I ain't touching those rides. Going on the safe rides. Do I have any snacks that I want to... Back of construction house. Back of Skulltula house. Inside tree. Huh. Back of house. And And on ladder. Now here's how everyone should get this freaking heart piece and not wait until you have the fucking long shot. Hey Nia, how's it going? Yes.
Did you get Construction House and I missed it?
Yes. And yes, Stephen Plays waited until I got the long shot to get this fucking heart piece, and it killed me inside. I will keep that in mind, Neo. That's good advice. Thank you. Hashtag what the fuck.
Well, that makes sense, Doom, since you're 5 years older than me. It's actually really easy for me to remember any of Kodoom's milestones. Because they're the same ones my brother had.
Got the adult wallet.
I'm just gonna say yes and just leave it at yes. I do think he took an extra year to get his doctorate, though. Because I think he planned for 5 years, but he did it in 6 instead.
Well, I graduated college in 4 years, but then 4 years later I went back to a community college for 3-ish years.
I think you would have been shocked and awed at my defense about, even though you took that damn test and it said accounting, that you would not be happy accounting. And although there's skills that you probably learned, that does not mean you have to be a this or that or another. When I was talking with your dad, or rather when he was talking with me. Correct, Neo. Wait, can you catch wild Bulbasaurs in that game? No, that was someone else. Alright. That was like an actual trainer. Makes me feel better.
Yes.
Cobra just ran into a shiny Ditto, and he doesn't have any of his stuff on. So he doesn't have any of his, like, things that say shinies appear more often or anything.
Got the heart piece by the cow. Okay, is it that
Bye,
time?
Doom.
Bye, Doom. See you later. Spoilers. Okay, so Lon Lon, Lake Hylia, Gerudo Valley, Hyrule Market, all places I still need to go. Lost Woods, and something's going wrong with the stream again. I went into red for a second. "307 frames dropped. A lot of curiosity, Neo. What is the drinking age in Brazil?
But yeah, that was... Sorry, but he just found a shiny. That's exciting.
I mean,
Can't you, if you are in the military, you can drink on base if you're under 21? You can't drink off base?
I mean, I guess it would make sense to just have everything be 18 and just make it simple that way. But you know what's... I don't even know if we should be talking about this stuff, but... Like... I don't understand... Like... Like, with sex, don't... Like, to me, the age is 18, like...
See, now you're talking about sex, and I'm over here making all these sex jokes in Cobra Stream because he called it Ditto, which you use for breeding. Like, it's a horn dog Pokemon, and now I'm very confused.
I just don't understand. Like, I was watching some crime show, and they were talking about, like, somebody... like raping someone, and they were like, well, there's nothing we can do because the age of consent in whatever state is 16, so it wasn't rape. And I'm just like, you know, I've heard all these things about, like, oh, the age of consent and it's different in every state. I just don't fucking understand that. Yeah, I need to, whatchamacallit, I shouldn't even be here right now. Well, what was it? You're right. It wasn't.
Are you talking about statutory rape?
No, I think what it was it wasn't rape.
Or else like the parents considered it, but the kid did not.
No, it was touched, like she was touched inappropriately by an adult.
Mm-hmm.
And like, so it wasn't like full rape or anything.
But if she says that it was consensual, then
no, she was not saying that it was consensual. But
then it's still rape.
But it wasn't.
Or rather, it's sexual assault, harassment, assault.
The 48 hours that I was watching said that they could do nothing because of the age of consent.
That makes no sense whatsoever. Because for consent and stuff, it has to be consent, meaning the victim said it was okay at some point, somewhere. It's like it would always be wrong unless there was proof of consent, and if you have any alcohol in your system, you can't consent at all. Well, I don't know about any alcohol, but over whatever.
This is all stuff that makes me uncomfortable to talk about, but...
Alright. Hey, you brought it up, I thought. I don't know who brought it up.
No, I mean, the discussion that we're having right now is kind of... I mean, I'm letting it go because you guys are discussing it civilly. But normally I don't like talking about any of this stuff. Like, even like, you know, age to use a gun, age to drink.
Oh, okay.
And then I brought the age of consent into it, but better than chat not talking. I'm just saying it's kind of, you gotta watch where we're going with this.
Yeah, it's like we're still in the realm of okay. But yeah, it can go awry easily.
Because, you know, you may know that I have a lot of views that a lot of people don't have. Especially about alcohol and sex. So I just got a Skulltula Mom on Ranch Tree. And another one in the back of the corral. Yeah.
Actually, I don't know about I know your alcohol one, but I don't know about your sex one. Or at least one that's unusual.
That's probably why the United States is so weird, Neo, is because every state can have different laws, and that's...
Yeah. And that is a big part of what makes the United States of America. That is how our entire country operates. We are separate via states. Like our states are separate, but we're united on some issues. And that's why we have the federal government does some things, but state governments do other things. And that's because of the colonies, the 13 colonies that founded our nation.
Well, because when they made the government, they were freaking scared of making the federal government too powerful because they didn't want a strong federal government because they hated England, you know, making us their bitch.
So they gave the Articles of Confederation, which gave the federal government absolutely no power whatsoever.
Yeah,
and it was a huge failure.
They went so far that they gave the states too much power in the beginning, and then it sort of became a balance, I guess.
Yeah, the article is pretty much like the federal government couldn't issue money that would be the same across all the states, and they pretty much had to ask the states every single time if they wanted to do anything. And so, yeah. And so, yeah, that was replaced pretty quickly. Or relatively quickly.
See, now we're getting into borderline politics. I know we're just talking about the structure of government, and that doesn't count. So I got the hard piece in the shed.
Where's that? I'm doing pretty good with remembering to check some of this stuff off. Shed.
Oh wait, I need to do stuff here during the daytime. I'm at a very leisurely pace, and I'm getting all the side shit done, so I'm probably not even gonna get to Dodongo tonight.
Well, like, that type... Actually, I don't know. Is there a national law about driving ages? Because I know, like, Virginia laws have slightly changed. So, like, the oldest you can be and have a license in your hand is actually, like, 16 and 3 months. It's not 16 years old anymore.
I think that's all states.
Well, maybe there might be, like, a minimum set by whatever, but states can have more individual laws for it, because Virginia's laws on how to get a license are really strict.
Yeah, and I mean, about the driver's license, like, when I got my driver's license in Illinois, it was when you're 15 and a half, then you can get a learner's permit, and you can take a driver's ed class, and then once you pass that, and once you're 16, you can take the, like, license driver test, both written and driving, and then you get your license. There was no requirements at the time for, like, how many hours you had to drive or anything like that.
Yeah.
But now there is, and I think it's, because
I think
it's on a state-by-state basis, because your state's laws are different than my state's laws.
Yeah, exactly. See, I mean, I had to be 15 and a half to get my learners. I could take my driver's ed class before I had my learner's permit, because it was done in my gym class. Like half my gym class was driver's ed and half my gym class was gym my sophomore year of high school.
Yeah, mine too.
And then had the learners had to take a, like, multiple choicey type test for that. And then, but that was the only test, because then after I did my hours, recorded hours, and then I did hours with a trained whoever behind the wheel. Like, I did a week of that. I had to do a certain amount of hours. I was like 1 hour at a time, or like half an hour for like a week or something. And then they did a test, and once they signed it off and I had done everything else, it was like, here you go. You can have your license now. I didn't have to take another test. I only had to take the one test to get my learners.
Well, here's a semi-funny story that I've told before.
Interesting. Because, I mean, there's, at least in my state, like, although you're under 18 and you have a permanent license, there are certain things, like, there's still a curfew in effect in some places for minors that you're still affected by. And then there's still some certain laws on how many people you can have in your car if you're driving by yourself without a valid adult with you. An adult over a certain age kind of thing.
I honestly have no idea.
Like, my brother actually qualified as an adult for when I had my learners to teach me how to drive, because he was over at least over 20. And
like I said, I don't know if there was a thing about curfews and that type of stuff. I have no idea for me.
speaking of driving, oh my god. So they have done another change on one of the big interstates. That's a huge part of my commute back from work to home. And it's like, holy shit. Like, they've changed it so that it's, instead of being the interstate coming up, is now 2 lanes instead of 3 lanes. And then my lane, which is merging on, like 2 interstates are coming together and then merging onto this other interstate. We're now just becoming the right lane instead of having to merge over. This is like huge. I am so freaking happy about it. I am so happy. Because it's like, that merge was hell. Because it was 2 interstates merging onto another interstate, and like traffic would like be backed up because like they already had to funnel into one lane, and then that lane had to get over, and now it's just kind of like, nope, you're already in a lane. Yeah. No voting at 16 or 17. Did you get the cuckoo thing?
The what?
Cuckoo?
The bottle?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
This is why you have to keep me on target and track. Because I'll be in La La Land.
Can I tell my story now?
Yes.
Well, I turned 16 in March of whatever year, and like I could have taken the test to get my license whenever I wanted, but I wasn't really that interested, so I waited till summer. And so when I did go in to take the test to get my license, the place to get your driver's license near my house is like in the back area of this like mall. And so I'm in the car driving with this instructor, and so he has me like he wanted me to make a right turn out of the parking lot and onto like the main road. And there's 2 lanes of traffic basically coming at me. And there was no car coming in the lane closest to me. There was a car coming in the lane furthest from me, but I turned right anyway. And he said that I committed an illegal action and I immediately failed the test, and like, drive back, you failed, and you can't like take it again for I forget how long.
By the way, did you look up to see if that was a law?
No, I don't know what to look that up.
If I wasn't watching 2 streams right now, I would.
But so then when I came back to take the test again, however long it was later, obviously had a different instructor completely, and he had me drive around, and we never left that parking lot. He never told me to leave the parking lot. He just had me drive around the parking lot. He's like, do this, drive around the parking lot, you pass.
Yeah, you have to volunteer, or at least in Virginia, you have to volunteer for working the elections. Guess what I haven't volunteered to do? Usually it's a lot of old ladies, like old retired lady.
Yeah, a lot of the voting near me takes place at like the senior center, so a lot of those voting people are like senior citizens. I don't remember how long it was, but I know that I got my license that summer, so it had to have been like a couple of weeks or something, because then I did get my license that summer. It was 1995, because that's when I turned 16.
I did not fail getting my license, like nothing like with an instructor in the car, but I failed my first time going to get my learner's permit. Because in Virginia, there are 10 questions about road signs, and you have to get all 10 of those correct. And so I answered 9 of them and skipped one, and then came back to the one I skipped at the end. And I was trying to pick the best answer, and apparently I didn't. So it was an immediate fail. So I had to wait 3 weeks, went back, took it again, and that time, I swear, the question that I picked last time was the correct answer this time because it was the best answer out of all 4 of the multiple choice, because the other answer wasn't there. It was kind of like I picked an answer that was correct, but not the most correct, and that's why I failed it. And I just like want to punch whoever came up with that in the face and knock their teeth out.
Yeah.
That or their nose. I want to break their nose and see if I can get some of it in their brain. It's already brain dead. Yeah. So bullshit. I'm so angry.
That's like Super Mario 3 world level of rage right there. Well, I got the heart piece in the crate. Goats don't chew on an island in Lake Hylia.
I just see fishing game. Okay, so what have I missed you getting? You got the 2 Gerudo Valley ones?
No, just the one in the crate.
Okay. And then I see fishing game.
Lake Hylia, small island.
Where is that? Oh wait, no, you're looking at Skulltulus?
Yes.
Sorry, I was looking at heart pieces. I was looking at the thing, I was not looking at the correct thing.
Time for Jim's favorite part of the game.
I don't mind tests if tests are actually being used to test, like, if someone else is doing something correctly. Like, a whole bunch of, like, the standardized bullshit tests that happen in my state really are more tests to see if the teachers are doing correct rather than the students, and yet it's still done wrong because of how much it can hurt the students academically and how much it can hurt the teachers careerly. By the way, Cobra went, oh god, fishing for you, so he's commiserating with you.
Isn't that how it's done in Japan? Well, at least that's what various animes have led me to believe. The college entrance exam. One thing I have to mention about that is, at my college we had this thing called, like, the honor code, or something, where, like, whenever there was a test, they just, like, assumed that you weren't going to cheat because of the honor code. So,
same with ours.
So, like, they made a big deal out of, like, the teacher just gives the test and then you can go anywhere you want in that building except the bathroom, I think, like, to take the test. So, like, whenever there was a test, like, half the class would leave because they want to go take it somewhere else. And, like, I always liked that, and I would just stay there, and, like, because, like, I would just stay there in the room because that's where I wanted to take it, and there would be a lot less people there.
Yeah, I didn't have that.
Yeah, student is missing out.
I think you should go for another angle at that fish, because he's just not seeing the lure.
Yeah. Okay, now he does.
Ugh. And see, I mean, Neo, like, what is your personal opinion on that, being just having a year of your schooling dedicated to how to take a test versus, like, versus encouraging, like, critical thinking and pursuing interests that you may very well use in your, like, career someday.
Fuck yeah, and Lunker Hype.
10 pounds.
Yeah, the only big test that we ever had was the SATs and the ACTs. And there was like classes that you could take, like, for that.
I didn't bother with them because I know I was going to do badly on the test anyway. With my dyslexia, it's a guarantee I'm just going to do badly on those tests.
I don't think it was
with
optional.
my reading comprehension and how I can misread something just because I miss a small word. That's what happens. Like, I will miss a no or, like, a negative or something, and whatever. Okay, good. Frozen's back. I need to tell him something.
As far as I know, those tests weren't optional for us.
And what is the word I'm looking for? And
Thanks for the host, Sunrise.
Alright, sorry, now I can read Neo's thing, because Frozen came back and I needed to tell him something. This actually, depending on...
Hey, Sunrise, how's it going?
Hey, Sunny.
When you get a chance, I got the herpes from fishing.
I had my thingy on it.
Holy shit, I managed to avoid the owl and the peahats. Sorry that she had a sore throat. That's going away. Did you take anything for it?
Oh, I just read that on Twitter. What? Oh no, Sunny has a sore throat. DK apparently also has a sore throat. So no stream from the barbecue. Because I was thinking, I was like, oh, did she come in? Because I just read that, I was like reading Twitter, and I saw sore throat.
That fucking sucks. Well, DK's had chronic throat issues, like not relating to being sick, so that's unfortunate. But at least Doom is streaming. Did nothing but remedies. Eat soup, ice cream. Okay. Because earlier this year when I was visiting Song, I got sick because her and her parents were sick, and he bought me these cold...
I wasn't sick. Wait, was I sick? No, I might have been sick.
I think they got sick and then you got sick, but yeah,
But my sickness was less.
I took these coldies gummies and that really helped, so... Right now I have really bad neck pain. Just pinched something this morning. Well, when I get sick, a sore throat is usually how it starts. Well, yeah, see, seasonal allergies is something that I have no knowledge of because I've never experienced that.
Swift Rage! Swift Rage! Swift Rage! A Swift Rage at you.
The piece behind the waterfall. Yes, well, no one cares about you, Ramus.
I care. You did a lot of nice things for me recently. I care a lot. Is that behind waterfall? Okay. You got anything else that I haven't been paying attention for?
Probably.
Probably.
Okay, looking at Skulltulas, I think that's all I can do until I have bombs. Art pieces is correct. Upgrades is correct. So I need to go Lost Woods, Hyrule Market, and then to Dongo Cavern. so I guess I'll go to the Lost Woods next. Once I get to the Lost Woods, there's 2 heart pieces and Deku Stick upgrade. I need to get Sari's song. Jamming with Skull Kids is going to be fun with this controller. Jamming with the frogs later. But as far as I know, Neo, like in the United States, in order to get into a college, you don't have to take a test. You just have to fill out an application.
Well, sometimes the application requires you to take those tests.
They do?
Yeah, I was required to submit my SAT scores.
Oh, well, yeah, like, you submit your SAT scores, yeah, and, like, there's a lot of them have essays that you have to write, but it's not like a college, it's not like I want to go to this college, I need to take that college's entrance exam. It's not like that.
Yeah, no, it's based on your application and your past history, unlike those tests. So it's based on your high school academic career.
I have enough money for this. Oh yeah, recommendation letters too. Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know I applied to several colleges. I applied to the University of Chicago, I think because my dad wanted me to, and I think I was rejected. And fuck, it's 40 rupees. There was this college in Minnesota that impressed me when I visited them. They had a really awesome Star Trek club, and I was like, I want to go here because of the Star Trek club. I was rejected from there too. I don't remember how many places exactly I applied to, but then those were the only ones that I got rejected from. The others I was accepted. This will give me some money. I've never said on stream where I went to college because I don't want to, but I know Song knows it.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's correct. I think you spelled sorority correct. They're more called like extra, yeah, curriculars and student life outside of classes.
Yeah, I mean, my college had fraternities and sororities too, and obviously I never wanted to deal with those people, and like I've mentioned this before, but at the college I went to, there was a dorm specifically for freshmen, and they like assigned you like, you know, two people to a room, and it's all freshmen on the floor, and you have an RA. So like I got, you know, assigned this roommate, and at first he started out, you know, really nice. He had a computer and I didn't. He introduced me to a lot of things. He introduced me to the show Babylon 5, which he loved and I loved because of that. And you know, he showed me some stuff about sound systems and stuff like that. But then like towards the end of the year, he started to change and get really like really weird, and like at one point he was considering joining a fraternity. I don't know if he did. He started drinking, and he spilled butterscotch rum all over the floor one time, and he just did some questionable things.
You do realize that overall, like, people have had worse roommates than that? Like, way worse?
There's I'm not telling everything, because there's things that I can't tell on stream, which I don't think I've told you, so...
Ooh. Does it deal with you being naked? Because you know how many naked college stories I have.
What was my point? Where was I going with this?
I don't know. Man, why are you all freaking male? Well, not you guys.
I guess my point is that I mean, at my college, I didn't do any extracurricular activities. I obviously wasn't in a fraternity. I didn't do any sports. I don't, like, our college didn't have, like, a Star Trek club or a sci-fi club or anything like that, so I didn't join. So I did nothing extracurricular at my college. Nothing.
Yes, that is largely your choice, by the way.
Well, yeah.
You would have enjoyed yourself if you had done stuff.
No, I wouldn't, because I'm a shy, scared introvert who hid in his room all day on the computer. You know, for better or worse, that's what I am, and that's what I was.
You say that, but the evidence proves different with how well you do socially.
What are you talking about? I'm terrible socially. Twitch,
Your
they
cousins.
Can't. Twitch, they
You're
can't
really
see
good
me.
if you actually are pushed into it.
I don't want to be pushed into it.
Too bad. Why is it male?
Because I was in the Star Trek sci-fi science fiction club at my high school. That was fun.
The ability's being passed on, but I'm only getting males hatched, and that's annoying. I need a female.
So I guess we're moving. This is my weird college story time. So, like I said, freshman year we were forced to have a roommate. So then, at the end of freshman year, it was like, okay, it's time to sign up for what dorm you want to have for next year. So like normally, people made friends, and you would have like, oh, me and my friend want to sign up for this dorm room. And I had certainly made friends, but they were more like acquaintances. They weren't really close friends, and nobody wanted to be a roommate with me. So I just went up there alone and picked a room like, almost completely at random that was not taken yet. And, what was supposed to happen was that somebody else, who didn't have a room was supposed to be, like, assigned as my roommate, but apparently no one ever was. So just by complete luck, sophomore year, I got a room by myself because nobody else wanted to be with me. A left, right. Or no, A left, up, down. I'm trying to do this thing at the same time as talking. And then when it came time to pick your room for junior year, I picked the same room that I had with no one else. And so I got the same room for sophomore and junior year that was supposed to be for 2 people by myself. Except for, like Ratmus was saying this one time. One second till I'm done with this. I'm writing commands in chat but not posting them, so I know that's how I know what things I'm pushing. Except the fucking thing. Damn it! I don't know what happened there, but I blew it. Now I have to do that all over again. God, fuck this stupid controller. Fuck this game, fuck this controller. I'm not doing this. Fuck you, Owl. Anyway, at some point during sophomore year or junior year, I don't even remember. Yeah, because I'm playing this with a damn GameCube controller, and you have to use the C stick to do the musical notes, and it's completely fucking me up. But sometime while I was in that room by myself, I got a call from the college department of rooms or whatever the hell it's called, and they were like, we see that you have a room like by yourself and you have room, and we have a student who is like in a fraternity but was kicked out of his fraternity and he has no place to stay for the next like few weeks or something, like, and we, you have no choice, we are putting him in your room like temporarily because he has nowhere else to go. And but like he barely said 2 words to me, and he basically like used the room to store some of his stuff, and then like used the bathroom to like shower and stuff in, and like he was probably staying with like a friend or something in the meantime. So I don't think he ever actually slept in the room, but. And then of course that happened like right as Ratmus like wanted to come and visit.
I think that happened to a friend of mine freshman year. Like, her roommate left, and then, like, they never replaced her roommate with someone, so she had a room by herself, and she's like, this is amazing, don't tell anyone. It's like, don't tell, like, the school or anything.
So Ratmus has some story where, like, because I was sleeping in my one bed, and, like, if this whole thing with the roommate hadn't happened, Ratmus could have slept in the other bed that was totally empty, but because we had to, like, the bed was technically his, like, Ratmus had to sleep in a sleeping bag on the floor, and I think, like, in the middle of the night, like, Ratmus told me if this is what happened. I mean, you tell the story yourself, but what I remember Ratmus saying was that, like, he remembers mysteriously in the middle of the night, like the door opening and this guy like coming in. He had like evil glowing red eyes, and he called him Thor. And I don't know why, because Ramus is Ramus. So yeah, long story short, freshman year I was paired with a freshman. Sophomore and junior year I was by myself, except for that one occasion. And then senior year comes along, and they were like, guess what, you're a senior. Seniors can have this special dorm that's just for seniors, and you get a bigger room that's just for one person by yourself. So that's what I got. And also the previous 3 years, like, there was one bathroom per floor, but with this special senior dorm, there was like 3 rooms connected to like one bathroom for the 3 people, which is of course where my famous story was. None of us ever cleaned the bathroom, and then one day we walked in there and somebody had cleaned the bathroom, and there was a sign that said your bathroom has been cleaned as a community service by like the Students for Jesus or something like that. Well, for me, the dorm was all included in the tuition. So it's not like I had to pay extra for my dorm room. It was all included in the tuition. The bigger senior one was not, they didn't make me pay extra for that. It's just a perk for seniors. I did have to have a meal plan in the cafeteria. Like, you decide like this is how much money or this is how much meals you want in the cafeteria, and then you have like a card, for when you go eat in the cafeteria. Like, I learned very quickly not to eat 3 meals a day there.
I think in mine, freshmen, they wanted all the freshmen to be in a dorm, like, on campus, but if you lived nearby, you could choose not to live on campus.
Just going inside.
But it was still kind of frowned upon, but they really couldn't, like, say anything if you lived so close to campus. So you had to be considered a local. And then you didn't have to have the, like if you paid for a dorm, you paid for the meal package, and that was just kind of like with it.
I forget how books work, but I'm guessing that what it was is like you buy your books and then at the end you can sell them back for less money or something. Whatever. And
Yeah.
I have no idea how much my tuition was. I know that I got like some small amount of scholarship money from doing well in high school, and then I had like just a shitload of student loans, which were finally paid off like 3 or 4 years ago or something. After like 14 something years after I graduated. Okay, so now I need to go back for 3 things, one of which is horrible.
Okay, now, did you actually finish the jam with the Skull Kids?
No.
Okay, now you're doing
Jam
Sorry, a song with that
Skull
guy.
Kid singular,
Okay. I haven't done the deck of Sears deck. Well, okay, so that's all that stuff. Garon City, Death Mountain Trail, Craters. Alright, I think you've gotten everything you want to get besides the capacity upgrades. Well, and some heart pieces. Wait, you got the Deku stick?
I just did, yeah. Well, now I have to go back and jam with the Skull Kids again because I failed before. Unless I just want to save that for next stream. Hyrule Market, there's the Lost Dog and the Shooting Gallery. Since Doom is probably going to go live soon, I'm gonna head for Hyrule Market, and I'm gonna try to do those two things before he starts. And then the next time when I start off, I'll be here in Kokiri, and I'll do this whole kid thing again. I just hope I don't have too much, unless I have too much trouble with the shooting gallery thing. In which case, fuck that. That'll be next stream too. Alright, Neo will probably be raiding Doom by the time you get back, so thanks for being here, thanks for talking about stuff.
Bye, Neo. I didn't name that one because it's just being used for this. It was an in-between female. It was not the final one I was trying to get. I don't really plan to name these right now. I might think of a good name later.
I glitched through the ground. Can I just keep getting those 20 rupees? Because that's probably better than doing the stupid pot things.
It's skill swap, but it's the wrong.
Well, there you have it. We've solved another mystery. It's probably better to just do this if you want to farm rupees. this. Oh, I've got a 200 wall. I thought 99 was still my max. Okay, I'll do this a little bit more. See what happens when it becomes night. Pretty much nothing. Card piece number 1. Damn it.
So what are you doing now?
need to hear that dialogue again?
He's like Nurse Joy.
Why is he not letting me have the mask? The game is glitched and broken. I gave the note to the guy. The Keaton mask should be available. Bracelets. Is Doom live yet?
I don't think so. He is in his channel.
Damn it! Sneezing, I didn't shoot.
Doom just went live.
Well, this is gonna be hell in the next stream. Absolute fucking GameCube controller hell. Well, I saved before that, and we are done. Rockman and Ratmus are streaming something on Thursday. I will continue this game Friday evening. Thanks everyone for watching and hosting. We're going to raid Doom, who just went live with Wind Waker. And also Song's doing LEGO Dimensions Tuesday and Thursday, so don't post a raid call until I do. That's in the stream. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
And we will do 2 horrible mini games and then move on to the dongo.